Good morning everyone, and welcome to the second live of the morning. I am now out on my bike. Now, this is going to be a bit of a tricky one because I don't know where my phone holder is. So the bike ride I'm intending to do is my normal one. I do sort of the country route, but there are a few roads involved. Now, bear in mind it is only 10 to 6 in the morning, so I don't suspect there's going to be loads of traffic out and about. So hence why I'm sort of out holding my phone. I will be going onto the pavement in a minute. In fact, I'll do it now, because I shouldn't really be holding this at the same time, really. But it's a lovely morning. Good exercise, and I wanted to bring you guys along for the ride as well. So the plan will be to go around Melbourne, Shepparth and Meldreth, and then back into Melbourne. Now, as I say, a lot of this is going to be more difficult than it normally would be, purely and simply because I'm doing it one-handed. But as I say, it's so quiet. I don't think it's going to be that much of a problem, to be honest with you. So the first live this morning, you may have caught it. I was out for a stroll with Azra, and I was just talking about the week, life, all that sort of stuff. And maybe I'll start doing it at the weekend, on a Saturday or a Sunday when I'm out of her. I do go out quite early, so it is easy to talk. And actually, it proved people were quite interested, which I find astonishing because my life really isn't that interesting. I got 3 new subscribers out of that live this morning, so I'm quite pleased and quite proud of that, actually. The more the merrier. The channel is growing at a real rate now. In the last sort of, I'd say 2 or 3 months, it really has gone from strength to strength, and I've sort of relaunched the channel at the beginning of the year because it was sort of a bit of a travel channel, which loads of people do, and it still can be a travel channel, but why restrict yourself just to travel when you can do a lot more with YouTube? I'm not the most glamorous person. I don't lead the most glamorous life, but I do try and go out and about with the family and myself. So why not bring you guys along for the ride as well? It might be informative for some of you. Other of you might hate it, but if I can get a few people enjoying it, that's a bonus, isn't it? So we're heading out of Melbourne now on the, I say new cycle path, it's been here a while, but purpose-made cycle path. We'll be crossing over in a bit, and then we'll be on the other side of the A10, where I'll be trying my very best to be using as many pavements as I can at this time of day. But I know between Shepparth and Meldreth there is a section where there is no pavement, so hopefully you won't tell me off too much for riding not on the pavement whilst I'm only one-handed. So it is early, as I've said, guys. It's not even 6 o'clock yet. Sorry, I was just sorting my watch out. So yeah, it's Look at that sunrise, beautiful, absolutely beautiful this morning. You know, that is one of the things in this country when it's a lovely summer's day, which it's supposed to be. You get beautiful sunrises, beautiful sunsets. And it's, as I said earlier on in the previous live, it is supposed to be Scorchio today as well. 33 they're saying where we are. And everybody who knows will know in this country when it's hot, it is a really, really oppressive heat as well. And it's just very uncomfortable. And God, we had the air conditioning this week in the bedroom. It's been a godsend. A little bit noisy, but doesn't bother me. It bothers Julian more than it bothers me. James has also got one in his room. He loves it because he does moan about the heat a lot. I don't know how he survived in Egypt. How he survived in Egypt last year in the pool, and he'd had enough on the summit. He was back at the room in the air conditioning. So yeah, I think that's sort of how he coped. Can't really see it. I'm trying to go wide, but I'm going down there. That's the Green Man pub in Shepperth. Nice pub, been there a few times. Good meal. Whenever we've been there. Changed hands a few times. But yeah, currently it's all good. So yeah, recommend going there. Right, I'm about to cross the A10, so I am going to just come down a few gears, as you might have heard. Look both ways. I've now got both hands on the handlebar, and we're going to go for it here. Okay, so we're across. There was a car coming fairly quickly, but I had loads of time. Right, just need to go up a couple of gears. Okay. Right. Lots of comments coming in, guys. So thank you for that, and hi to everyone, and thanks to all those that are saying they're liking what they're seeing and they've subscribed. It does mean a lot to me and the channel. It makes it worthwhile and fun to do these sorts of things, because without people watching it, what's the point? So yeah, it is great that people are enjoying what I'm doing. I am going to look for a phone sort of clamp to put on the handlebar of the bike, so I can do more of these in a safe way. I say safe way, I'm not unsafe, but in a way that obviously I've got two hands on the handlebars. As I've said before, I'm a 45-year-old man. I've been riding a bike without stabilisers since I was probably about 3 or 4. So if I can't ride one-handed now, I never can. So yeah. So this is now officially classed as Shepperth, and it was before we crossed the A10 actually, so I should have said that. This is quite a relaxed sort of pace I'm going at. Normally I'd be doing an average of sort of maybe 12 to 15 miles an hour. I haven't got the speed, but I know damn well it isn't as fast as that we're going at the minute, because you can't with one hand and talking. Obviously once I get the phone holder, pardon me, my intention is to do a cycle from home to Cambridge, which I have done before, and bring you guys along for the ride as well, because I think that a lot of people will enjoy that. You know, again, this is just a little bit of a test case really, what I'm doing this morning, just seeing how it all works. I'm quite lucky where I'm going, that although we are in villages, nasty pothole there. I hit that on the way to work the other day. Oh my god, almost shook the fillings out of my teeth. The roads, a lot of work has been done recently in Melbourne, and I think this road is scheduled for big repairs sometime in June, I think, from memory. Well, there's a sign back there and I think it said June. I should have looked properly, really. But until it's done, by God, this is an uncomfortable ride. It really is. Along here, you know, especially when you come against cars coming the other way. You know, you can't just drive in the middle of the road when you've got cars coming the other way, can you, really? So, right, I'm going to cross there because there's pavement on the other side. And also what I've got to be careful of with my bike is it's a hybrid bike. And as such, you've got to be careful going up and down the curbs. Because you do the tyres in. I did a video when I was out on the bike fairly recently, and I hit a bump. Oh, the noise it made, I feel sorry for the wheel, actually. Okay, so we're now heading from Shepparth to Mildreth. Whoops. Oh joy, no drop down curb. For God's sake. Just bear with me, guys. That's no good for flipping mums with prams, is it? No drop down curb. Absolutely ridiculous. Right, sorry. Yeah, so we're now between Shepparth and heading towards Mildreth. Got the train level crossing coming up. This is a really good one. Now, they've been talking about modernising this level crossing for a while, and I don't know if there are still plans to do it. But please don't, because if you've got half a brain, you wouldn't cross the level crossing when the lights and the barriers are down. But obviously people do it, and that's why there's talk of it. But my point is, it literally stays down for a few moments whilst the train's coming, and then it's back up again. You don't have to wait ages. Like, there's another level crossing just around the corner, and you can be sometimes sitting there for 5 to 7 minutes. Totally unnecessary. When you've got this one here, that is literally open and shut the moments. Right, so this is the bit I was telling you about now, guys, where there is zero pavement, train line there. 0 pavements until I think I get round the next couple of bends. So if any cars or anything come, I will need to concentrate, so you just need to bear with me. And yeah, I'll be looking in the bike shop this weekend for a clamp, because I really need that if I want to start doing this a bit more sort of regularly. Beautiful views. Can't really see now, sod's law, just as I look at it and see it. The bushes all spring up from nowhere. But yeah, beautiful views over there. Barrington over there. Going into, I think, is this still classified as Shepparth? I think it is, and I think once we go into the 30, that's where Mildreth starts. We just missed a train coming through. You might be able to hear it in the background. Yeah, so now we are coming into Meldreth, and there will very shortly be some pavement, thank goodness. And I think then, from memory, with pavement the whole way. Might be a bit of fiddle-arse for me, but they're definitely pavement the whole way. On my particular bike, this is pretty rubbish. I'm not going to fib you. It doesn't have the same suspension as like a mountain bike would have. So sort of riding these bumps is not great. Anyway, I'm doing this for you guys, not for me. I've done it many times. I'm doing it so you can just see the lovely surrounding villages where I live. Hopefully you'll be enjoying it. Seen a few likes, obviously seen some comments, which is nice. Can't read them all, to be honest guys, when I'm riding the bike. I will read them all when I get back. Oh, pavement's now on the other side, excellent. I'm crossing over, but no drop, so there we go. As I want to try and be as responsible a cyclist as possible, I'm trying to use the pavements when I'm doing this. Again, doing it for you guys. Old style phone box. I'm fairly sure that won't be in use anymore. No, I think it's got the defib in there, as a lot of them have now. It really is a beautiful morning. There is a hint of a breeze, but nothing major, nothing that's really restricting the bike ride, other than the fact of no drop down curbs. Nice old church there. Hopefully you can see that. So we're now fortunate that there's now pavement on both sides of the road. Really, I want to be on the left. Although, yeah, well, I've got to be on the left because we're running out of pavement on this side now. As you can see, I haven't seen a single car or a single person because it's just so early, and that's why I felt quite comfortable coming out and doing this. This morning I decided this on a little bit of a whim when I was out of Azure earlier on. As say some of you might have seen that live. from earlier on. If you haven't, it will be uploading later on this morning. I don't know exactly how quickly they go on, but it will be uploading. Okay, so this little junction here, if you do a right there, that will take you to Wadden, and also Bassingbourn. You get to a really, really dangerous crossroads at the other end of that road where, as I say, Bassingbourn straight on, or Wadden is to the right, and then left is back into the village here. So just gives you an idea of geography. Now I've done this, guys, apart from when I crossed the A10, all in the same gear. So that's hence why I've been going at a fairly steady pace, because if you go fast too quickly, you knock your legs out. So I was just going at a steady pace, which is what I was saying about the average speed and all that nonsense. None of it's applicable this morning. This is just all about taking you guys out for a ride, enjoying the scenery, enjoying the morning sunshine. Yeah, getting a bit fitter. I've got to do my weigh-in this morning as well. I'm pretty positive about that. I think I've had a good week. We'll wait and see on that. As I said in the other live vlog, I won't be doing a video each week because people just aren't interested. But I will do one for the beginning and the end, so you'll see the outcome. So, good morning. First person seen all morning, and a polite lady. And again, those of you that have watched my vlogs before will know how much it infuriates me. Rudeness. It drives me absolutely back crazy. I was about to swear then, and then I remembered I was live on YouTube, so I stopped. Thank God. But it drives me nuts. Manners cost nothing. Zero. And it really, really grinds on me when people are rude. So anyway, she was not on my hit list, which is nice. Right, so we are now going to have to use the drop down and then go across the road. Obviously always checking nothing coming either way. So now we're now back onto the other side, and for this will probably be the side I stay on now. Pretty much most of the way into Melbourne now, I think. In a bit, guys, you're going to have a little bit of a laugh, I'm sure. You're going to hear me really huff and puff, because there's a bit of a hill coming up. Again, if you've watched any of my vlogs before, videos, I think a couple of vlogs ago I actually did this ride. Not a live, but a video. And when I listen back to it, there's a lot of huffing and puffing. I don't know if it's so bad this time. I'm not really sure. I can't really hear it myself, the heavy breathing, but whether that'll be the case in a minute, I don't know. First and foremost, I've got to negotiate getting across here. Okay, well, that wasn't too bad. Right, so I've dropped down, switched to the other hand. You've been zipping out, guys, because I'm coming down to a low gear. This is so overgrown here. Doing this for you guys, I've just been stung a million times. Right. Now we've got a cross. Just bear with me, guys. Trying to work out what wretched gear I'm in. Right, so that's the first cog. Right, finally on the right cog. Sorry about that for a minute. Slightly frustrating. Right, so we are now coming out of Meldreth back into Melbourne. Now there is a new path that goes to the train station from Melbourne. Again, if you look on my videos, you'll see I did that route a while back actually. It's been open since earlier on in the year. So I'm not going to do all that. But what I do need to do is get across this road. Now there is a drop down over there, so I'm going to use that. As you can see, guys, I have done my absolute utmost, apart from probably 0.1 of this bike ride, to use the pavements. And I would not have done this bike ride if it was a peak of the day. There's no way I could have. A, because of cars, and B, because of people and pavements. I am one of the world's worst when people use pavements when they can clearly use the roads or the cycle paths. So I would not do this if it was later in the day. As I said in the previous live, this is the best time to be coming out and doing this sort of stuff. You never see anyone. One person we've seen this morning, and zero cars. So that is all good. This path becomes very, very narrow again. And we've got our first car of the morning. There we go. Baby blue Fiat 500. There we go. So we are now back in Melbourne. Now, funny enough, this bump I was telling you about is just at the end here, so I'm going to be careful. Because it really made my bike judder. So I'm going to come back onto the pavement in 2 seconds. Sorry guys if I lost you there for a minute. These wretched curbs. Right, I'm crossing over here. I think I've done pretty well this morning, guys, if you haven't used the pavements as much as I have. Because as with most of the British roads at the minute, most of the pavements aren't great either. This is the exception to the rule, this little section. It's pretty smooth, but majority of them aren't. Never go around the corner tight on your bike because you don't know what's coming up the other side. Little tip from me, crossing the road. You've seen me come down here with Ashra before, this road, when we've done walks. So we're almost home. So in a minute, guys, I'm going to sign off. Thank you very much for watching. And we will catch up very, very soon, I hope. Cheers, guys.